Hi everybody, Professor Jason Snart here. I'll be your instructor for English 1102 online for the summer term here. You'll have to excuse my voice right now. I have kind of a cold or allergies or both going on. Anyway, and the 90-degree heat isn't helping either. So I'll be doing a number of these kind of video check-ins, announcement things throughout the course of the term here. Hopefully it helps to keep people a little more engaged and on track, just having sort of a face to look at here, as opposed to a lot of online, which ends up being just kind of reading a bunch of text and you sort of emailing stuff or, typing a bunch of stuff and hitting send and it just goes to you're not sure where. Anyway, what I wanted to do before my voice gives out entirely is first welcome you to the course and just point out that obviously in the summer here we're at an accelerated pace. So one of the keys to success in really any course, but particularly online, is really staying on top of the work, because you don't have that kind of regular, like, face-to-face class time to keep you sort of, on track and engaged with things. And that becomes even more crucial than when we have less than the normal 16 weeks to do this work in. So again, finishing assignments on time, understanding kind of the overall layout of the course from the get-go, all of that stuff is really important. And of course, checking in on to Blackboard. I would suggest on a daily basis. You might not actually have work to do on a daily basis, although, again, given the compressed time period, you might. But certainly you want to check for new announcements, new video stuff that I posted, and anything like that. And obviously be checking your email. And you've probably noticed already, or you will soon, that they have a new student email system, so be sure that that is working correctly for you, since when I send material out through Blackboard, it automatically goes to that student email address, so it's not something that I can change or control. It's all part of this automated system. Anyway, so the whole kind of due date, staying on top of things, that's my first sort of professorial heads up, right? Stay on top of things. You'll notice that in our course there's a link called due dates, and I would actually suggest, despite the fact that there's a readme first, you may want to look at the due dates, particularly because the first one for us comes up almost right away. We get right into it. So if you haven't checked into the course already as you're watching this, be sure that you do that soon and start working through the units. Also, seeing the due dates all listed there, you do get a sense of how the entire course is laid out, so you're not just coming to the next unit completely, unaware of exactly how it's fitting with the last one and how it fits into the sort of bigger picture of the course, which again goes by so quickly. It pays to sort of be looking ahead a little bit, and even working ahead if possible, or certainly reading ahead for some of the things that we're doing. But if you scan through the due dates, then obviously the first thing you do want to click into, and that's what I'm looking at right here, is the README First, which just gives you some really basic things about kind of like computer things you need to have set up in terms of having a home computer that you have more or less private access to, so people aren't like switching things on you when security settings change or software disappears or whatever. Obviously a high-speed internet connection, which most people I'm sure have at this point. I recommend a couple of things like Skype, which is a great video conferencing tool, so we can video conference or even just text message that way. It's a great way to be in touch outside of maybe the traditional email or phone. And then there's also this video player that very few people seem to know about, but that I find works really well, that plays just about everything I try to open up into it. There's some other basic things you can look through. But largely, what then you'll be looking at is the README First, maybe look at the grading information, textbook information, but ultimately, if we click into Unit 1, which is of course where we start, the first thing you're asked to do is to look through all the material. So whether you sort of do that and then go into Unit 1, or it's almost like you can get into the course to get started a number of different ways here. The first assignment is a very simple one, but really crucial again for creating that sense of maybe community that isn't so obvious in the online environment as it would be in the face-to-face environment, is creating a Blackboard homepage. And this is very simple to do. There's a tutorial that you can watch. It's all within Blackboard, so you don't need any extra software or technical knowledge or anything like that. And so one of the things that's, again, really crucial that I'm asking you to have, that you must have for the assignment to get credit for, is a picture of yourself. Obviously, just some simple digital camera picture that you maybe already have or that you want to take for this is fine, but it really helps if we can sort of see um, who we're speaking with or speaking to, when we do discussion board things, which is one of the primary kinds of assignments that we do throughout the class. So if you can kind of put a face to a name, it's really helpful. In fact, I sometimes wish that you could set it up so that your discussion board, if you posted something, like in a lot of other applications, there could be a little picture with your face, ideally your face, and not just some icon, just so we can kind of remember, who we're talking to. There's another discussion board assignment, just introducing yourself, kind of the same idea as the home page. A little contract, it's sort of set up like a little exam or test that you take. It's not graded. It's just telling me that you've read the basic material and understand some of the basic but still crucial policies for the class in terms of, due dates and no credit for late discussion board posts. So again, our compressed time period, if you miss something, you don't get those points back. So it is important to stay on top of things as we move through. Hopefully everything else is relatively self-explanatory. If you find typos or things that don't seem to make sense, by all means be in touch with me. There's a Professor Snart link here that if you click into gives you my email, my phone, my office location if you do ever want to get in touch face-to-face if you happen to be in the area, and also my Skype contact. And go ahead and add me as a contact if you want to download Skype and set yourself up an account. There's also a really dorky online hello that I should change, but I think I'll just leave it for now. You'll find in the greeting area. It's sort of one of my early attempts at doing video stuff as part of online teaching. Okay, so first order of business is maybe the read me first or the due dates. Get into Unit 1, and that'll ask you first and foremost to read through sort of all of the material for how the class is set up. So before you launch into the actual work for the units, it really is beneficial to see that big picture. All right, so this is a kind of quick way to get us started, and we do move really quickly, so I'll see you virtually again very soon. But if you have questions as we get started, be sure to be in touch. Email, phone, Skype is really good, and I look forward to meeting everybody.